to your first Champions League final as a manager. Obviously, it was in your first season as well of management, getting all the way to the final, winning it with Barcelona. I was lucky enough to be there. Your team was absolutely wonderful. I just wonder, though, because it was your first season, did it in any way fool you into thinking that this competition was more straightforward than it perhaps has been since? And I just wonder how your view of winning the Champions League has changed over perhaps the last 12 years.
You know, I'm fortunate. I was fortunate alongside with many people. When you have in your career as a manager was one time arrive in the last stages or the challenge to win the Champions League is great. So it doesn't mean that you have to win the Champions League every season and win everything. Most of the times you are not even there for a long your career. I don't ask anything else that I lived so far in my career, and I'm pretty sure I will not ask anything more. So it just to work to try to arrive in the last stages. This year we made a fantastic Champions League tournament, and we are in the final, and we have 4 or 5 days to prepare the final. That's all. So, and when I started being manager, I never thought for one instant to get or to live what we live with many people, what we live in these 12, 13 years as a manager. Never, ever, impossible. So what could ask more of that? No, I will not do it.
And do you have your team in mind for this week yet? And if not, is there anything that the players can do this week between now and the final to work their way into your starting lineup?
No, they are ready. I know how good they are, all of them, and I'm not going to change for 1 or 2 training sessions. They're going to convince me. So I know them, most of them, for many years. So no, I have an idea, but still the start 11 still is not done, not yet.
Next we go to Rob Dawson.
Hi, Pep. All the way back at the start of the season, you said you had a special feeling about this season's Champions League. Obviously, you've been proved right because you've got all the way to the final. I just wondered, what was it all the way back at the start of the season that made you feel that this season's competition was or could be special?
No, I never thought, Rob, in the beginning of the season that this was the season to get the final of the Champions League. I never approached this competition in the beginning since I started in Barcelona. Do it because listen, we are quite similar teams that we were in the past when we were out. The margins are little details, and this year was fell down on our side, and when the many years or few years ago was the opposite. So no change much. So now we were quite satisfied to get the final, but we know that if you don't have a huge desire to win it, a huge desire to know exactly what you have to do the best of us, it will not be possible to win the game and win the Champions League.
Thank you, Rob. Next we go to Andy Hampson.
Hello, Pep. Since they reached the final, in the last few weeks, Chelsea seem to have gone off the boil a bit. They've lost 3 of the last 4 games. Do you think that's significant at all?
Congratulations for Chelsea.
Well, their form wouldn't seem to be great going into this game. Do you think that's something that's to your advantage?
Different competitions. Congratulations. New game. We're going to see what happens.
Okay, Andy, thank you. We'll next go to Guillaume Balaguer.
Hi, Pep. It's well known that you've got a close friendship. By the end of every class, it's my formula for life, not the formula of math. 6 years ago in Munich, and from what I hear, your assistants were saying, "Why are you telling him so much stuff?" Because every time you play against him, they were getting closer and closer to you. Could you give us a little bit of an insight of those conversations? I mean, there was plenty of learning from you as well. There was plenty of good wine. What was going on there?
No, Thomas Reschke, he was in that moment working in Bayern Munich, and he organized a dinner a dinner together in Munich in a nice restaurant, Schumann's Bar, with Peter Hermann. In that moment, was assistant coach from Jupp Heynckes, and we talk football, and football. That's all. So we talk about this, about that, and what their feelings, our loves about in that moment the good players, bad players, and football. With football, with interesting people, because I learn a lot, and a good food and a good wine always is a nice moment to share. So good memory. So since then, we grew up, and of course, and both of us, we have a good relation. I respect him, but he knows, I know, so we want to win.
Thank you, Guillaume. Dom Dietrich.
Hi, Pep. You okay? I just wanted to ask you about Phil Foden, and I guess the Phil Foden you first met when you first arrived at the club compared to the Phil you know today. What sort of journey has he been on as a footballer and as a man, and how important is he to this team going into the final?
Well, we cannot expect one player start with 17 years old training with us. It will be the same player with 20 years old. You're being the 20-year it would be the same player with 20 years old. He would have not played the minutes that he played this season. So he grew up, his ambition, and he's ready. So he's playing good this season, and we're going to see. He has his chance to play the final.
سابق ستجد وسائل متعددة لتسجيل اشتراكك. اختر وسيلة الدفع.
Hi, Pep. Two recent defeats to Chelsea. Has that given you problems to solve and ideas to work on, or something to worry about?
Chelsea create problems, all the teams. We have to do how many problems we create them. Difficult to stop them for the quality they have, for the setup. The team is wide in the sides and depth, and they are so close. The distances, the players in between, they are so closer, and they play really good in the pockets. They make incredible good in behinds. So create problems all the teams, not just us. So what do you have to do to create them? I said, like before your call, congratulations, the 2 games they beat us. So it's another competition, the final, and we will see what happens.
Thank you, Gideon. Dominic Farrell.
Hi, Pep. When you were a player at Barcelona, you won for the first time Barcelona's first European Cup, but they'd lost European finals previously, and then you managed Barca when they had played more finals, won some, lost some. Is there a different feeling and a mood around City as a club who've never been to this stage before compared to the Barcelona you played for and managed?
But when we won the 92 in Barcelona, and we're going to play to win the game, and then after the consequences on the results, on Sunday we analyze, and on Monday as well, and this only I'm concerned. I'm not thinking. Sometimes clubs needs more finals to win the first one, and other clubs need just one shot to be the champion. So hopefully